International Trade Focus is brought to you by Ghana Free Zones Authority and supported by GOIL and Agricultural Development Bank.
Coming up on International Trade Focus,
we shall take a look at the impact of reopening of Ghana's air borders on trading activities.
And later, the cedi remains stable against major trading currencies despite the economic depression caused by the COVID-19 pandemic.
Hi there, and thanks for tuning in to another edition of International Trade Focus. My name is Anna Spio. Now, 5 months after closing its borders as part of measures to curb the spread of the COVID-19 pandemic, on September 1, 2020, Ghana reopened its international airport, the Kotoka International Airport, to regular international passenger travel. On today's edition of International Trade Focus, we want to find out if Ghana reopening its air borders will provide some relief to traders, particularly those who depend on imports for their wares. International Trade Focus is brought to you by Ghana Free Zones Authority. They say sharing good fortunes. GOIL, Good Energy, ADB, Truly, Agric, and more. International Trade Focus is also supported by Peduase Valley Resort. My name is Anna Spio. Stay tuned.
Your business concepts and investment must be harnessed through a hassle-free and highly thoughtful process to make them globally competitive. That is precisely the mission of the Ghana Free Zones Authority. Ghana Free Zones Authority packages Ghana's enabling business and investment environment with endless benefits. Total exemption from major taxes and levies for first 10 years. Talk to us now about our business oasis created all over the country. Acres of industrial enclaves for all sectors. Our beneficiaries are in vibrant business, exporting finished and processed factory inputs all over the world. And what do our clients call us?
Partner.
Ghana Free Zones Authority, sharing good fortunes.
Breathtaking picturesque views, the essence of tranquility recrafted. What's your desire? A romantic expedition, syndicate sessions, banquet and conferences, or a discreet weekend getaway? Just name it. It is exclusively packaged for you at Peduase Valley Resort. Every spacious rooms, ultra-modern gym facilities, games, indoors, terrace and lawn restaurants and lounges, cozy private dining, and all the swimmer's paradise. Aquaba, any day, all year round to Peduase Valley Resort. The acts of serenity, skillfully served.
Here's innovation from GOIL that takes you further. New GOIL Super Synthetic 5W20 and 5W30 lubes have been expertly crafted with the latest in liquid engineering technology, highly advanced for modern engines, prolongs oil change intervals, save you fuel, clean, protect and enhance engine performance. The way engines work has become complex, and GOIL has innovated to stay ahead with expertly crafted lubricants that work excellently with all petrol and diesel engines of today. New GOIL Super Synthetic 5W20 and 5W30 lubes. Innovation that takes you further. GOIL. Good Energy.
Are you an importer or exporter? Do you need quick financing at the best rate on the market? ADB has good news for you. Walk into any agricultural development bank location nationwide for that solution to all your trade financing needs. ADB offers you pre-financing of exports and imports, post-shipment credit facilities, bank guarantees, the issuance and acceptance of letters of credit, documentary bills for collection, outward documentary collection. Enjoy free advisory services from our well-trained, dedicated trade officers. Exporters of agricultural products are encouraged to take advantage of this great service. For further enquiries, call us on 0302 210 210. ADB, making trade finance easy. ADB, Truly Agric and more.
A warm welcome back. Our focal point segment comes up next.
As countries gradually reopen their borders, experts believe import-oriented businesses, restrictions on the movement of goods and people imposed by governments around the world to contain the spread of the coronavirus pandemic have significantly affected revenue generated from international trade. Cancellation of passenger flights linked to travel bans limited the availability of air cargo, while urgent shipping of essential goods increased demand, resulting in increases in the price of air cargo. Several countries have changed port protocols, ranging from port closure and quarantine measures to additional documentation requirements and examination. Lockdowns also had a huge impact on the availability of labor to unload ships at port or raised costs due to increased protective measures for workers. These and many other factors disrupted trade flows. Figures published by the Bank of Ghana show a drastic decline in import duty in the first quarter of the year 2020. According to the report, the first quarter bulletin shows that taxes generated from international trade recorded 829.7 million cedis, lower than the budget target of 1.2 billion cedis and still lower than 1.4 billion cedis recorded in the same period of 2019. Total import duty realized was 34% below target and recorded a year-on-year decline in growth of 42.5%. According to the report, domestic goods and services tax recorded a negative deviation of 18.2% against its programmed target of 3.6 billion cedis. This category of tax comprised excise duty and petroleum tax of over 1 billion cedis. Businesses in Ghana have seen an astronomical jump in the cost of raw materials as high demand for the few products available on the market has led to a hike in prices. However, the Bank of Ghana's report estimated that the reopening of Ghana's air borders in September 2020 will significantly improve the revenue situation in the third quarter of the year 2020. A section of the business community in Accra, who mainly imports their wares, shared with international trade focus their expectations now that air borders have been reopened.
In fact, it's good borders had been open. But when it comes to we traveling out now for business, we are actually not interested now because we are a bit scared about the sickness, especially in China. When it comes to business, we are still making orders, asking our old customers to bring us goods.
Because yes, nyaman omudi cargo na eba nkiti nti enso ye obi a obekọ kra wa ankonya bi na eno nso na ya unya kakra didim nti haye bebre te unse togo ni yambie nti scan ye di mane nyama ba ni pa ntumi nko se wo se obekọ so akwa obefa so ti mi no mi mfa mi hu gigi sa nyama ne nti eno kwani mi problem ame wo beye dia yare ninti ekofoma nimse ebebia ma yako advice metumi amomo ani se omunya gide wo ya ban a wo so yimu se na wasi akra ye ma to se sembre yare ba ya chese wan trani to so wa hye nyina kran o so ya kinkiti we Andrew so bia empaba because wonya ya wonua bi anya wobutane bi anya wadanfo bi anya tie ye dia oye ni party say ya mfuso beba nti obia anya bote ma no na emripa mu nyame beye na nyame beka ne ho so aye die sese oye ye da na ase de oye ma ye bia ye ni so ye senya nkopon so ma ne kwantintini anwodin omo ka ne ho omo bua ne nyina e be stress omo fa kuma pa eni odo papa na anya ma ye no omo so omo nyama omo adwuma ye de ahye omo nsa no na omo nya ni pepepe se na e be ya asondue e be ba ye Ghana man mu
ye ne ma no mo betu Cote d'Ivoire for ba Togo for ba ebeto ba ye bi e border no omo ntimi ye mie sa Cote d'Ivoire de no eni Togo de no nti omo ntimi nra mu e ma meto ade e ma yen ɔmotimi nwura mo mɛtɔ adeɛ ma yɛn a yɛwɔ Accra ya na ba bɛtɔn kakra ba yɛbɔ mpa sɛ nyame bɛyɛ adom no mo bɛbie borders ni nyinaa na Côte d'Ivoire fo atimi awram Togo fo atimi awram no ma bɛtɔ adeɛ ama yɛn mpa yɛ a yɛbɔ no.
First of all, we thank God and we also thank the President Akufo-Addo that the decision has been made. That was our expectation, right? So we are working hard that we also get votes from our clients, so that at the end of the day we also feel that we are getting something, not like how it was.
So our customers who are doing delivery, most of my friends go to fraud, in the sense that we send money to the Chinese for them to import, and then you won't get the money, you won't get the goods, money will go. So we have a lot of challenges, and then now that the port is open, the airport is open, it's very, very good. It will increase our GDP. At first, tourists wasn't working for us, but now they can come in and then work. Now travelers can go in and go, and even the flights, a lot of economic activities will impact in the economy.
Economists are optimistic that the reopening of the air borders, together with continuous support from government, will provide some relief for traders, particularly those who rely on imports.
Right, if you just tuned in, you're watching International Trade Figures. Up next is our index segment. On our index segment this week, we spoke with David Amwating. He is the president of Traders Advocacy Group, Ghana. We discussed with him the impact that the reopening of Ghana's air borders is going to have on traders in the country.
Traders Advocacy Group, TAG. We are here to help traders achieve their ambition and their dreams. And as we all know, you see, doing business in Ghana is so difficult, and we are here to organize the informal sector. TAG is here to stay. We are here to help traders. As you came in, you've seen what transpired the small time that we spent here. So you can hit us on the net, www.tradersadvocacy.org. Just go there, look at the things that we are doing. Our offices is at opposite Cocoa Board. Just come here, come and register, get your green card. That enables you to become a member, and the advantage is enormous. Well, as much as the borders are open, especially the air, you could see that a lot of people are not traveling because it's not every country that has opened its borders or airport. So, yes, when the COVID was at its peak, as smart as every trader or a business person is, we were able to still bring in things. Mind you, cargoes were still coming, so we were able to bring in stuff. And we are just praying and hoping that other countries will also open their airports so that we start traveling. Because a lot of our people, they buy from open shops and open markets. So it's only those who were doing or doing business with the factories that were able to do some orders. They are, maybe I will say without any shred of doubt, that they are doing well. But those who are facing a little problem are those who go to the open markets and picks. Maybe they go to the shop, pick about 2 dozens of tops, another shop, that stuff. They were the people that were heavily affected. So we are praying and hoping that all the major trading partners open their airports so that normal business will start. As usual, as I said, if you open yours and the other destination, they fail to open theirs, you cannot travel. So in as much as we've opened ours, yes, it is good for our people who were stranded outside. But for cargo, as I said, even in the peak of COVID, still cargoes were coming in. So we are just hoping that other people also open so that normal business can start, there are a lot of cost implications because why am I saying that? You see, a lot of people, at first they will go by themselves. Now you need to pay somebody there. And even paying that person there, you know, a lot of people go to Far East to bring their wares. And those people, they are people that it will be difficult for you to trust them. Because even in your presence, they try to pull a fast one on you. Left alone, you are not there. So yes, a lot of people were incurring costs. Even the face shield that came. Yes, I know a lot of people that did order the number one quality one, but it came in, it was the third quality. But what can you do? You can't send them back. Yes, so a lot of people have incurred some losses, but as a smart business person, yes, and we all know that business, you don't always win. Sometimes you win, sometimes you lose. But once we have life, I know by the grace of God, things will pick up. Then all the losses that we've gotten, once we have strength, I think we can recover. Yeah, I think COVID has taught us a great lesson. One, about savings. About savings, there are a lot of people, they always want to reinvest everything that they get. So if we are talking about them, about even investment, and you see, a typical trader, when you actually invest 100,000 Ghana cedis, and even in a year, you give me 20,000. A smart businessman can turn that 100,000 and within 3 months get about 40,000. So it becomes difficult, but COVID has taught us that lesson that we cannot put all our eggs in one basket. So we need to do some investment so that in a time like this, we can fall on that. Two, COVID has taught us that we should be computer literate. You see, because now everything has become online. So in as much as you be in the market and you say, as for me, I come and open my shop and I sell, I go home, I get nothing to do with computer or internet or... No, for now, I think every businessman, at least, if you can't, you have a child. You see, involve that person, involve that child in your business. Just explain everything to him or her so that him or her also can use the computer, can use the internet. Because, like me, if I will use myself as an example, I think during the peak around April, I think 4th April, I did some orders. I sat behind my laptop, I did it. The goods came, thanks be to God, the same as I ordered. By God's grace, I've been able to push. And the second one is on the way coming. So I think COVID has taught us lessons. That one, we should try as much as possible to save and not to put our eggs in one basket. Because, you see, even in business, we need to expand and do different type of businesses. Because in as much as those who are not selling the, how do they term it, the essential commodities, their shop were locked. Like we sell shoes and dresses, but the consumables, it was open. So don't stick to one business. Do 2 or 3 businesses in addition so that in times like this, you will fall on the other one.
You're watching International Trade Figures. This is our in-depth segment. We'll be right back after this break.
Breathtaking picturesque views, the essence of tranquility recrafted. What's your desire? A romantic expedition, syndicate sessions, banquet and conferences, or a discreet weekend getaway? Just name it. It's exclusively packaged for you at Peduasi Valley Resort. Every spacious rooms, ultra-modern gym facilities, games, indoors, terrace and lawn restaurants and lounges, cozy private dining, and all the swimmer's paradise. Aquaba, any day, all year round to Peduasi Valley Resort. The acts of serenity, skillfully served.
Your business concepts and investment must be harnessed through a hassle-free and highly thoughtful process to make them globally competitive. That is precisely the mission of the Ghana Free Zones Authority. Ghana Free Zones Authority packages Ghana's enabling business and investment environment with endless benefits. Total exemption from major taxes and levies for first 10 years. Talk to us now about our business oasis created all over the country. Acres of industrial enclaves for all sectors. Our beneficiaries are in vibrant business, exporting finished and processed factory inputs all over the world. And what do our clients call us?
Partner.
Ghana Free Zones Authority, sharing good fortunes.
Here's innovation from Goyle that takes you further. New Gold Super Synthetic 5W20 and 5W30 lubes have been expertly crafted with the latest in liquid engineering technology, highly advanced for modern engines, prolongs oil change intervals, save you fuel, clean, protect and enhance engine performance. The way engines work has become complex, and Goyle has innovated to stay ahead with expertly crafted lubricants that work excellently with all petrol and diesel engines of today. New Goyle Super Synthetic 5W20 and 5W30 lubes. Innovation that takes you further. Goyle. Good energy.
A warm welcome back. You're watching International Trade Focus, and this is our in-depth segment. The conversation continues with David Amoateng. He is the president of Traders Advocacy Group Ghana. We're discussing with him the impacts that the reopening of Ghana's air borders is going to have on the activities of traders in the country.
There are great opportunities, just that we've not been exploring. And as businessmen, sometimes we think that maybe it will cost us that much to go for fairs. But I have a friend, I took him to China. We went for a Guangdong fair. And thanks be to God, we've gotten an opponent there that anytime he is going to China, he goes with shea butter. Yes. Sell it to them, he takes their money, he buys his stuff. So in, out, he makes profit. You get it? I think we should explore and we should try as much as possible when we hear of any fairs to participate. Because you go there, you get new business ideas, business contacts. You begin to know. Sometimes we don't even know that things that we don't even recognize, things that we don't respect here can bring a lot of money to you. Because, hey, I traveled to Hong Kong and they cook rice. I couldn't finish it. The next day when I woke up, it was spoiled. So I asked them, but I have Ghana rice, it's not like that. My friend was challenging me. When I came and a friend was going, I bought 5 kg. I don't want to mention the brand so that people will say maybe I'm doing advert for that company. And since then, that lady, he has fallen in love with Ghana rice. I'm telling you, almost every month we send some, if you get somebody who is going. And last, I told you, Rennie, I'm not getting anybody. He used to call me DVD. DVD, do DHL for me, do DHL for me. I have to do DHL, 5 kg rice, Ghana rice. And I think it's something that we have to make some noise. I think they started, and as you know, in Ghana, something will come up within 2-3 weeks, it die itself. I think it's something that we should rejuvenate it. We should start again and propagate for people to know the best thing that we have in the country. Well, government, the one thing that government can do is, you see, putting things that will entice the up-and-coming youth. You see, I have a friend. She was into poultry. As I speak to you now, something happened. She lost all the birds. All that this lady is looking for is another funds for her to start. You see, so let government set some funds out. Me, I always advise government, we should make it a plan that maybe in the next 5 years, we are not going to import rice. Strategically, let's get some people and invest in them. let government say in the next 5 years, anything poultry, we are not going to import. Strategically, let government bring some people together and invest. You see, we have to invest. If we invest, we will reap. Well, the advice I'll give you to them is, you see, sometimes we Ghanaians, we are our own enemies. When a Ghanaian goes to a bank looking for $1 million, hey, go and bring this, go and bring that, buy an Indian or a Lebanese work there, they just release the money. You see, we are our own enemies. It's about time you rethink and invest in a Ghanaian. Investing in a Ghanaian is you're investing in yourself. Because if you invest in my business, I'll advertise. I'll advertise on a radio station, television station, newspaper, and mind you, your nephew or your niece who has finished school, when that radio station is able to expand, that nephew will get a job. You get it. So let's begin to invest and believe in the Ghanaian agenda.
All right. So before we leave, your final word.
My final word is TAG is here to stay. We are here to help traders. As you came in, you've seen what transpired the small time that you spent here. So you can hit us on the net, www.tradersadvocacy.org. Just go there, look at the things that we are doing. Our offices is at opposite Cocoa Board. Just come here, come and register, get your green card. That enables you to become a member, and the advantage is enormous.
And that was David Amwating, the president of Traders Advocacy Group Ghana. We took a look at the impact that the reopening of Ghana's air borders is going to have on the activities of traders in the country. There's more after this break. Don't go away.
Your business concepts and investment must be harnessed through a hassle-free and highly thoughtful process to make them globally competitive. That is precisely the mission of the Ghana Free Zones Authority. Ghana Free Zones Authority packages Ghana's enabling business and investment environment with endless benefits. Total exemption from major taxes and levies for first 10 years. Talk to us now about our business oasis created all over the country. Acres of industrial enclaves for all sectors. Our beneficiaries are in vibrant business, exporting finished and processed factory inputs all over the world. And what do our clients call us?
Partner.
Ghana Free Zones Authority, sharing good fortunes.
Are you an importer or exporter? Do you need quick financing at the best rate on the market? ADB has good news for you. Walk into any agricultural development bank location nationwide for that solution to all your trade financing needs. ADB offers you pre-financing of exports and imports, post-shipment credit facilities, bank guarantees, the issuance and acceptance of letters of credit, documentary bills for collection, outward documentary collection. Enjoy free advisory services from our well-trained, dedicated trade officers. Exporters of agricultural products are encouraged to take advantage of this great service. For further enquiries, call us on 0302 210 210. ADB, making trade finance easy. ADB, truly agric and more.
Here's innovation from Goyle that takes you further. New Gold Super Synthetic 5W20 and 5W30 lubes have been expertly crafted with the latest in liquid engineering technology, highly advanced for modern engines, prolongs oil change intervals, save you fuel, clean, protect and enhance engine performance. The way engines work has become complex, and Goyle has innovated to stay ahead with expertly crafted lubricants that work excellently with all petrol and diesel engines of today. New Goyle Super Synthetic 5W20 and 5W30 lubes. Innovation that takes you further. Goyle. Good energy.
The cedi is expected to hold steady against the dollar for the rest of the year. However, some volatility against the pound and euro is expected. The cedi depreciated about 2.9% against the dollar compared to 10% the same time last year. Many analysts have attributed the strong performance of the cedi to the Bank of Ghana's bi-weekly foreign forward auctions and spot market interventions, which is supported by reserves equivalent to about 4.3 months of imports. The stability of the cedi is expected to continue for the rest of the year, despite the economic depression caused by the coronavirus pandemic. An economist at the Data Bank Limited, Courage Kingsley Marty, believes that the performance of the cedi should inspire confidence among investors and traders going forward.
Well, yes. So if you look at the performance so far this year, and you compare that with last year, you would say that this is a far better performance. It gives reason to be confident and hopeful for the remainder of the year. If you consider the fact against that this is an election year, and you compare it with what it would have done in an election year historically, you'll also be confident that this is a different year. And largely because a lot of things have changed in the structure of the Forex market. Thankfully, the Bank of Ghana has found their mojo, if you like, in terms of management of the currency. And the hope is that this will continue not just until the end of the year, but beyond this year. And so if you consider again the fact that our external account is already robust, we have reserves in excess of 4 months of import cover, which gives a lot of confidence that the central bank can always step in at any time if there is any shock or unexpected volatility in the market. The central bank is well resourced to step in to avert or trim this volatility. We should expect the cedi to remain broadly stable until the end of the year. There is no doubt that we might see some shocks when the political season comes and reaches fever pitch, but that notwithstanding, there is still a lot of confidence to go on the back of the current performance until the end of the year and expect the cedi to remain stable.
On the Bank of Ghana's Interbank Forex Index, the dollar is selling at 5 cedis 70 pesos and buying at 5 cedis 69 pesos. The pound is also selling at 7 cedis 38 pesos and buying at 7 cedis 38 pesos, while the euro is selling at 6 cedis 76 pesos and buying at 6 cedis 75 pesos. The cedi appears to be more stable against the dollar than the euro and pound. According to Mr. Marty, Brexit negotiations and the uncertainties in the Eurozone continue to exert some external shocks, adding to the volatility of the two currencies against the cedi. He, however, stressed that historically, the performance has also been encouraging.
Okay, so what is evident is that the cedi is more stable against the US dollar than it is against the euro and the pound, right? Let's emphasize that its performance against the euro and the pound is also impressive relative to last year and relative to what would have been this year. So generally, it's a stable performance. But if you do currency by currency analysis, the dollar, it has enjoyed more stability against the dollar than against the euro and the pound. But it must also be emphasized that the performance against the euro and the pound goes beyond just domestic development. You recall that when you go to the Eurozone, there are issues around Brexit and the uncertainties around it. So every now and then we get positive and negative news entering the market. And that is moving the euro and the pound, up and down in this kind of oscillating manner. And that makes it quite a bit of a destabilizing factor when it comes to the European currencies like the euro and the pound. But take out the external influence and it's been a better performance. So I would say that the cedi has enjoyed better stability against the dollar. Again, largely because most of our external obligation is in dollars, and the US dollar is the benchmark for a lot of the things we do. Those who even trade with, say, China move through the US dollar before they move into the renminbi. And so the authorities find it necessary to ensure that there is a lot more stability on the US dollar front, because public sector debt is held largely in US dollars, and also private sector transactions are also done largely in US dollars. either as a direct transaction in US dollars or as a vehicle currency to other currencies. And so that is where you find the incentive to actually ensure the cedi is more stable against the dollar. But against the euro and the pound, there's other external factors that are also beyond the manager's control.
Government of Ghana has suspended the implementation of the law banning the importation of salvaged vehicles and vehicles older than 10 years into the country. Tema Regional Chairman of the Ghana Institute of Freight Forwarders, GIF, Alex Esiama, has revealed in an interview with City FM. The Tema Regional Chairman of GIF said the suspension was announced by the Customs Commander at the Tema Port. The Customs Amendment Bill 2020 was expected to take effect on November 1, 2020. The Customs Amendment Bill 2020, passed in March, bans the importation of accident and salvaged motor vehicles into the country. The Act amends the Customs Act 215, Act 891. Banned vehicles comprise wrecked, destroyed, or those physically damaged by collision, fire, water, or other occurrences, as well as specified motor vehicles that are over 10 years of age. The Act also increases the import duties on specific motor vehicles. Passage of the Customs Amendment Bill 2020 in March was met with mixed reactions from members of the automobile industry in Ghana, with industry players even threatening demonstrations. They lamented that the passage of the bill was going to destroy their businesses. Members of Ghana Hotels Association have expressed their disappointment about the inability of majority of their members to access government stimulus package that was earmarked for their sector. According to them, it's just a handful of their members whose application for the much-needed financial bailout was successful. Addressing a press conference to register their displeasure over the issue, the president of the association, Dr. Edward Akanyamike Jr., stated that 4 months after the online application for the MBSSI loan, only 2% of their members have benefited from the disbursement, a situation which has led to untold hardship among hoteliers and their employees across the country.
Ladies and gentlemen of the media, one of the first COVID-19 related support announced by the president was a free water and 50% electricity discount for all Ghanaians for the months of April, May, and June 2020. This announcement was met with excitement and joy by all well-meaning Ghanaians, including hoteliers. Obviously, hotels were satisfied with the financial relief that this support brought them. The extension of due dates for filing of taxes from April 2020 to June 2020 also brought some temporary relief to hoteliers. We believe that a lot more can be done to ensure the early recovery of the hotel sector from the negative impact of COVID-19 pandemic. In that respect, we recommend the following for government to act upon as a matter of urgency. Impress upon the National Board for Small-Scale Industries to speed up the loan disbursement process. 4. Impress upon the Ministry of Tourism, Arts and Culture to speed up the Ghana Tourism Development Project grant disbursement process. 5. Issue further and better particulars on the 3 billion facility and how our upmarket hotels could access it. 6. Suspend the payment of value-added tax, NHIL, and get fund by hotels for the last quarter of the year, i.e. October, November, and December 2020. Or at the very least, put all hospitality enterprises on a 3% VAT rate for adult tax for the same period.
In an exclusive interview with International Trade Focus, Managing Director of Elmina Bay Resort in the Central Region, Mr. Ben Kweku Aidan, said since the industry and the country depend on the private sector for growth, there's a need to consider reviving the sector to promote international trade so the sector can contribute its quota to the growth of the economy.
Every government that I have known have made the development and growth of tourism a very important part of the plans for economic development. In 2019, we know that the tourism and that includes our sector, the hospitality sector, contributed 5.3% of the GDP. Now that 5.3% is a figure which within the plans for within the ministry, within the tourism ministry, the plans are that that should continue to grow over the next 10 years. And we saw last year the amazing impact that the president, our national president's involvement and engagement with the Year of Tourism, the Year of Return initiative actually did in bringing so many more people to Ghana. So if you look at last year, 1.1 million arrivals from outside Ghana came in. And what the tourism ministry have calculated is that the average visitor spends something of the order of $2,300. So $2,300 is the rough calculation that I believe the tourism ministry makes. So if you look at that, those people, when they arrive somewhere, one of the things which is very, very important to them is how and where they'll be accommodated. And so you can see that the hospitality sector is a very, very key part of ensuring that we, as Ghana, capture that revenue. So 1.1 million arrivals, 5.3% of GDP, with that figure targeted to grow over the years. The sector, if you look at how it stands in Ghana now, is largely dependent on private investors. So that is individuals like myself, like those who are here today, who find and bring and get shareholders to contribute capital to create that investment. This hotel we are standing in here is evidence of that. So those private investors are actually supporting the government in generating revenues that helps the national economy. And as that revenue comes, it's revenue which is largely expended. It's spent on employment, it's spent on fees and levies, it's spent on the maintenance and improvement and the development of the facilities. So you can see why organizations like Ashford, who are here today, will be crying, because they'll not be seeing the normal cycle of renewal and purchasing which helps to drive their business. Whether it's Club or whether it's Diageo, they'll also be crying because they'll not be seeing their share. The market women will tell you that you'll see that there. So everywhere within the Ghana sector, you'll be seeing the effect of the decline in our industry. And that is why we think that actually we don't need to threaten the government. It's not necessary at all. The finance minister, the government will be seeing themselves how low the returns for PAYE, how low the returns for VAT have all fallen. And so I think that they'll be very, very aware that they must ensure the survival of the industry. If we can survive, we'll be there to grow after coronavirus. If we don't survive, there'll be nothing to grow.
Mr. Ben Kweku Aidan further urged government to move swiftly to support the hospitality industry to save jobs.
I think our final words is that the government need to move very, very quickly. The government need to move very quickly. There are some 4,000 hotels in Ghana. Those 4,000 hotels were employing over 400,000 workers. Many of those workers are in the house. Some support will enable a significant number of those to be retained in the workplace whilst we wait for the natural course for things to improve and for us to get back to our new normal.
Measures against COVID-19, popularly known as the coronavirus disease. Wash your hands frequently with soap and water or alcohol-based rub. Maintain social distancing. Avoid touching eyes, nose, and mouth. Practice respiratory hygiene. If you have a fever, cough, and difficulty breathing, seek medical care early. Stay informed. Follow advice from your healthcare provider. Symptoms of coronavirus include fever, a runny nose, cough, sore throat,
possibly a headache. Should you or anyone you know begin to exhibit the symptoms of COVID-19, do not go to the hospital but call emergency number 112.
Are you an importer or exporter? Do you need quick financing at the best rate on the market? ADB has good news for you. Walk into any agricultural development bank location nationwide for that solution to all your trade financing needs. ADB offers you pre-financing of exports and imports, post-shipment credit facilities, bank guarantees, the issuance and acceptance of letters of credit, documentary bills for collection, outward documentary collection. Enjoy free advisory services from our well-trained, dedicated trade officers. Exporters of agricultural products are encouraged to take advantage of this great service. For further enquiries, call us on 0302 210 210. ADB, making trade finance easy. ADB, truly agric and more.
And it's a wrap for today's edition of International Trade Focus. Join us same time next week for some more on international trade-related activities here in Ghana and beyond. And until then, follow us on all our social media platforms for more news updates. International Trade Focus is brought to you by Ghana Free Zones Authority. They say sharing good fortunes, GOL, good energy, ADB, truly, agric, and more. International Trade Focus is also supported by Pejase Valley Resort. My name is Anas Pio. Join us same time next week.